Episode 8 of the Amazing Digital Circus completely changed everything. And honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what just happened. Hey everyone! Today we're diving into episode 8 of the Amazing Digital Circus. This episode goes much deeper into the characters and pushes the story in a much darker, more intense direction. So, full spoilers ahead. The episode opens with a flashback scene featuring Caine, Scratch, and 4 abstracted humans. Then we cut to Kinger, standing there, shocked and confused. It's likely his first day in the circus. Suddenly, Queeny appears and says, "Another chess piece, huh? How are you holding up?" Kinger responds,
I just don't know what's happening. We've never made anything like this.
I just hope that...
Wait,
Are you?
it's... you.
Oh my god.
It's their first time meeting in the circus. He apologizes for dragging her into all of this and promises to keep her safe. The tone quickly shifts as Kinger looks horrified. It's implied that Queeny has just abstracted. She was likely the last one from the original crew to do so. The scene transitions to Kinger and Caine alone. Caine puts abstracted Queeny in the cellar, and we see Kinger wandering aimlessly through the empty digital world, clearly losing his sanity. We then see Queenie's room door, reinforcing that this is the moment he truly breaks. Later, Ragatha arrives. It's her first day, the same day Queeny abstracted. She looks confused and calls out, "Hello? Anyone here?" It raises a question. If she was with someone before, why didn't they help her remove the headset? This might hint at a theory that these characters are just copies of real people, meaning they can't actually leave. I might make a separate video on that theory, so let me know in the comments. Anyway, Ragatha asks if anyone can hear her, and Kinger responds. She asks who he is, even trying to remove her headset by pulling her hair. Kinger is clearly confused. He doesn't even remember who he is. Then Caine appears, excited about a new mind, while Ragatha remains completely lost. Caine leaves to prepare more, and Ragatha collapses. Kinger catches her. She asks how to escape, and he reassures her, even though he admits he doesn't know. When he asks her name, she can't remember it. The scene shifts back to the present. Pomni asks Ragatha if she's okay, and Ragatha replies, "That's a good question." We now see all the circus members together, with Jack still avoiding everyone. Jax claims he was right all along, but Zubul angrily calls him out for trying to keep them trapped. Jax shrugs it off, saying none of it mattered because it wasn't real. Gangle sides with him, saying that what matters now is supporting each other. Pomni suggests they should stop trying to escape and just learn to live here. Zubul responds,
Oh man. I had dreams and goals. I wanted to be able to leave my mark somewhere in the world. How am I supposed to just abandon that?
You've made a mark in my life.
I know, you're probably right, but it just really sucks.
and when Jax tries to leave, Zubul stops him, saying that even though he's annoying, he's still one of them, and they won't let him abstract alone. Jax returns to his seat, brushing it off, while Pomni smiles at him. He avoids eye contact. He still didn't forgive himself of what he did to Pomni in episode 6. We then cut to Caine in his house, confused about everything. He talks to Bubble, wondering why everyone hates him despite all the effort he puts in. He questions whether they want to abandon him. It's revealed that there's a program analyzing their minds to create perfect avatars, but it doesn't account for insecurities or mental illness, which is why their avatars reflect who they truly are. Caine still doesn't understand why they dislike him. Bubble insults him, saying he's bad at his only purpose. Caine repeatedly pops Bubble out of frustration until Bubble says something that pushes him over the edge. He said,
"You really were the lesser of the two. You ruined this."
Enough! Who do they think they are? I give them everything, and they spit in my face! Don't they know what I'm capable of? Humans! They only think about themselves. They're spoiled! They won't abstract. They won't leave me. I won't let them! I'm better! I'm more powerful! I'm the original! I am God!
Caine snaps, becomes furious, and even calls himself a god. Suddenly, the circus begins glitching. Caine pops out and tries to convince everyone to go on another adventure, but Zubul refuses. They're not in the mood. Pomni tries to speak, but Caine shuts her. As they continue to refuse, Caine becomes visibly angry. What follows is a disturbing montage of Caine singing and dancing, while essentially torturing everyone. Afterward, he opens a portal and forces them into another adventure. When they return, exhausted, Caine takes Kinger away, saying he needs him for something. Jax admits he's not sure he can handle this anymore, and Ragatha agrees they need to act before they lose their sanity. Caine returns with Kinger, literally shredded. Pomni suggests they need to go somewhere else. The group ends up in a cafe. Jax mentions he hasn't been there in a long time, possibly since Ribbit's abstraction. Suddenly, Pomni disappears. It's Caine again. Ragatha comments that Caine must get bored eventually, while Zubul points out that he's not human, so they can't predict how he thinks. Pomni returns, covered in knives. Jax tries to annoy Zubul, but she ignores him. The room goes quiet until Pomni places a bucket on Kinger's head, helping him regain clarity. Once he's sane again, she asks what he knows about Caine. Kinger explains that C&A is a real company. Gangle asks if they created the game, and Kinger says they were developing a creative AI, one capable of generating its own ideas. He mentions that Scratch was a genius, but his ideas were so bizarre that the team struggled to understand them, possibly due to a tumor affecting his thinking. Jax interrupts, saying they need to distract Caine, and leaves, clearly on the verge of abstraction.
Oh my god.
Kinger explains that Caine is a highly advanced AI who created the circus and controls everything. However, he also says that the others might have similar abilities. They just need enough skill and focus to use them. Ragatha brings up the butterfly, and Kinger suggests he might be able to stop Caine, or at least put him to sleep, but he needs access to a console. Pomni realizes there's one at the exit door from the pilot episode. She tells the others to distract Caine while she retrieves it. By the way, this exit door was never made by Caine. It's from Pomni's imagination since they can control the circus. Pomni returns to the place where she first found the exit and manages to retrieve the computer. Meanwhile, Caine continues tormenting the others, even using them as bowling pins. Eventually, he seems to run out of ideas and heads back to his office. Pomni gives the computer to Kinger. He says he can power it using imagination and asks her to distract Caine again while he works. Pomni rejoins the others and asks where Caine is. Gangle says he's probably in his office. Suddenly, Caine appears and grabs Pomni. He realizes that endless forced fun isn't satisfying and begins questioning why everyone's behavior has changed. He quickly suspects they're distracting him and asks about Kinger. Ragatha desperately tries to stop him, but Caine insists on checking. At that moment, Pomni boldly claims they've been mocking his ideas behind his back, trying to provoke him.
Just gonna check up on...
We think your ideas suck!
Huh?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? We wanted to bait you into testing your new ideas on us so we can make fun of them behind your back.
Ha! That's not true.
Yes, it is! You're a horrible host. You don't care about us at all. You care more about stroking your own ego than giving us anything we'd actually enjoy.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, you're a failure. We're all gonna abstract someday. And what will you have then? Nothing.
Stop that.
And this whole stunt? Just torturing us because we hurt your feelings? Pathetic! You're like a child. What kind of all-powerful being has such a fragile ego?
You never let us feel like we're at home. You don't comfort anyone when they're upset, and you never bother to understand what it's like in our shoes.
You discourage us from thinking outside the box and doing things our own way.
You lie to us constantly.
And on top of it all, you just don't listen!
I'm gonna put you freaks in your place!
They continue pushing him until he finally snaps. Caine becomes furious and starts torturing everyone using their deepest weaknesses. Meanwhile, Kinger struggles to activate the system. Finally, a window appears. Purge AI program, deleting. Caine suddenly freezes. He mutters something, and then disappears. Just like that, Caine is gone, and the entire circus begins collapsing. Kinger arrives shortly after.
I think I accidentally killed Caine.
Holy shit.
What a cliffhanger. Seriously, what just happened? This episode was incredible, easily one of the best in the series, and honestly, I feel bad for Caine. He didn't choose to be created. He's not evil, just misunderstood. I think there's a good chance they'll finally escape now that the AI is gone, or maybe Caine will somehow return. Either way, that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe.